Welcome to Are We Old? The show featuring two comedians getting nostalgic and tackling life's toughest question. Are we old? Here's your hosts, Mike Fanoia and Charles McBee.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Are We Old? Nostalgia Hour, a half hour.
I look forward to these now.
Yeah.
I'm going to start clipping together all your intros.
Thank you.
Because it sounds like you're like, it's the same intro, but you're freestyling it every single time.
Absolutely. And it's all for you. I will never repeat one ever again. And that's for you. And that laughter, that joy, that music to my ears is my co-host, the one and only Charles McBee.
What's up, man? What's up, everybody? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing okay. And my name is Mike Fanoia. At Mike Fanoia on all the socials, at Charles McBee on all the socials.
On all the socials.
We got a lot of live shows coming up, individually now, but soon to be together. I'm going to be at Zany's in Chicago, where you just were.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a blast to see that you've sold the place out.
Sold that bitch out on a Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I really appreciate you guys. We had an amazing time. It was a vibe. It was good times.
Ooh.
When are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there in July for a weekend. One Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday.
Awesome.
punchup.live/Mike Fanoia for tickets. I'm going to be at Comics Roadhouse, Mohegan Sun in July. And then August 1st and 2nd at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana. All dates at punchup.live/Mike Fanoia.
Awesome. I'm going to be in Hartford, Connecticut at the Funny Bone for 3 shows, July 5th. So get those tickets.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Boston, actually, quote unquote, Somerville, but Boston for the Flyers, at the Rockwell Theater. So come out, get those tickets. That's going to be June 27th. I'm going to be in Philly at the Punchline
Nice.
on
Great room.
July 23rd. And I also have some dates coming up that haven't been, they're confirmed, but they're not on the calendar yet. But I'm going to be in Stanford, so look out for that. I'm going to be in Denver, Seattle, a bunch of places coming up. Yeah, man, they're coming in, man. They're coming
My
in.
man.
Atlantic City, coming to you. So look out for those. I'll have those soon on the calendar.
And thank you, everybody, for all of the amazing comments, all the emails, all the phone calls. We are at Are We Old on all the socials. Socials?
On the social, sure.
Everyone's shortening stuff, so I'm trying to be, you say stay young, so I'm trying to socials.
So let's stay with socials for now.
Socials.
And then we'll see how that goes.
At Are We Old on all the socials. Are We Old Podcast at gmail.com is our email address. And our phone number, 478-420-0690. It is the Nostalgia Hotline.
I'm always so impressed that you memorize the phone number. Because I haven't memorized a new phone number since like the Clinton administration.
Since the Clinton, I would say probably since the Bush era.
Yeah.
Because it was always speed dial for me too at that point.
Yeah.
If I had 9 speed dial and someone was like, let me give you my number, I'd be like, I got to unfriend someone. I got to take someone off my top 8.
Off the top 8. I can't.
That's
and we already know how the top 8
Tom's number is never getting off my phone.
Can't do it.
But call us. Leave a message. We want to chat with you. We love hearing from you. We got cool merch. We got fun stuff on Patreon. Just find us, and we're here for you, everyone. What's cooking? Good looking?
Yo, I got a Are We Old?
Sweet.
If you don't mind indulging me for a bit.
Let me rub my hands together.
Here we go. You know that old saying? You can finish it for me. I'm sure you've heard the saying, time flies.
When you're having fun.
Right?
Yes.
And maybe it does. Maybe it does. But you know when it also flies?
When you're not having fun?
When you're old as shit.
When you're old as shit.
And
okay.
you got shit to do. And you're like, you have responsibility. Like time also flies. I don't know how it is for you living though. Summer has gotten shorter and shorter every year.
Well, that's the earth.
That's the earth. Yes, you're right. That
Yeah.
is the earth. So the earth is also sick. But I also feel like, I don't know, like it used to be summer vacation when you were getting out of school and you had diddly squat to do for 3 months. 3 months felt like 3 years.
You're right.
By the time school came back into play, you were like, oh my God, am I even going to remember what people look like?
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying.
And now it's like a month goes by like nothing. I'm just like, what? A month? Like rent's due? Time flies when rent's due.
Time flies, period.
Time flies when the light bill is due again.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
like-
You're right. And I think that it's also this thing of like time flies when you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Because
Go dark. I like dark Mike.
Yeah, dark Mike. Dark Mike. Okay.
Time flies when...
Don't open that vault, dude. Time flies when you're running out. I'm telling you, dude. I'm grasping at shit.
Time flies when mortality is infinite.
It is getting to a point where, so the other day, I had a day where I made sure I woke up aware of what you're talking about, which is hard. I think that like we need to be cognizant of the fact that there are certain days where we need to just go pause on what if this, what if that, pause on the anxiety, pause on the career crap, and just enjoy the goddamn day. And sometimes drugs help. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do drugs, but maybe a teeny tiny little bit of mushrooms.
You got to do what you got to do.
Silence
Everybody
is
has
the
their
critic.
thing.
Woke up early. It's like 9 a.m. on a Sunday. My wife and I had the whole day to ourselves. I took a pinch of mushrooms, just a pinch. It just makes every plant a little greener, every cloud a little fluffier. That's it. It just gives you that feeling like you were talking about of a little kid.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I memorized the cracks in the street. I would stare at an anthill and create a world.
Yeah.
And it was just, that day felt like a lifetime. And that was like not even a whole day. It was like an hour. There was just this thing of like timelessness. And like you said, we had nothing to do and we had all the time in the world. Now we have everything to do. And there's not enough time.
Not enough time.
Exactly. So I got up early. We had some breakfast. I went out. I cut the lawn. I was listening to music. I was watering the plants I just planted. Every tree was a unique individual. So maybe I took a little too much. Maybe it wasn't a microdose.
Maybe not a pinch. Maybe more of a
little bit of a dollop.
A little dollop.
A dip. And but I had just moments of like, I look back at my house, my dog's laying in the sun, my wife's watering the plants, I'm over here in the yard doing other stuff. And I'm like, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. And it's like, I never feel like this. And it made me kind of have that feeling of like, because I'm craving that feeling of no winded, just stamina. I woke up in the morning running out of the door and I never stopped till it was time to go to bed. You'd come in and eat dinner quick and then you'd go back out and finish the game that you were playing with your friends. And I'm feeling what you're feeling constantly, bro. Constantly. There's not enough time.
Not enough time.
And we also, as comics and as people in entertainment, we don't have time sometimes to just appreciate how good we're doing, because it's hard not to see what other people are doing. And it's a youth driven thing, which is why Are We Old is so important, because we're not going to do anything but get older.
Right. Yeah.
So we could do this podcast to when we're at our Sunny Acres retirement.
We will be.
When time will be like, we don't even know what friggin' day it is.
We'll be, actually, maybe when you get to that point, that old, maybe it goes back to when you were
time crawls
a kid.
When
you're just like, I don't have anything to do, no responsibility, no one's expecting anything of me, and the day is up and the sun comes up and the sun goes down.
Dude, the old guy version of Ice Cube's Today Was a Good Day.
Oh my God.
It's like, I didn't even have to get my diaper changed. I gotta say, it was a good day. I remembered who my daughter was.
I was gonna say there should be a version of that, but then I thought he could make the version.
He totally could, dude. He could. He goes, I think today was a good day from what I remember.
As far as I know.
When did this, like, is this a new happening realization, or did you start to get like, this summer does feel.
And it just started.
I know, it's June. Yeah.
You know what happened? I was talking to my mother.
Your mother.
who's a teacher. She's a school teacher. And we were having this conversation because she was talking about how soon she just got off work. Like I helped her. I was home for the Memorial Day and I was helping her clean out her classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's great. You know, I always like the fact of when she is able to rest because it's just like it's so
Nonstop,
tiring and nonstop. And so I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have a, good summer and blah, blah, blah. We're going to go on vacay and we're going to, have a good time. And then I was like, when do you have to go back? And she was like, August such and such. And I'm like, what the French toast?
Yeah. That's a couple weeks.
It's a couple weeks.
Yep.
It's like next Tuesday. Like, what's going on here? She was like, I know. And it just made me think of like, so the kids have to come back. I'm like, where is the summer vacation? It just felt like everything is just crunch. And so, of course, it made me start spiraling into my own world. But yeah, it's just like, it made me think like summer is summer and time is time and everything is just so like, and then of course with just adulting, that word again, like always, I mean, today, I look at my thing because I don't pay whenever rent and stuff like that, like, I just let it do auto pay, not because I'm balling out of control, just because I don't want to think about it. I know it has to get done. And so, but I get a notice and it's just like, hey, thanks we drained your account again. Thanks a lot. For
all that hard work that you put in?
Thanks.
It's gone.
Appreciate it. It's like,
oh man,
again?
do I feel that, dude. Do I feel that? I cannot tell you, and it's, you saw it with your mom, right? And you're going like, oh my God, like this is, and when you go home and you take breaks from seeing people and whatever, you go back and people sometimes tend, not that your mom, I don't, just you go visit things and your hometown changed, right? A place you used to go is now out of business or they knock down the building or people start to look older and you feel older and whatever. I see it from living in the suburbs now where I look at a stretch of street as like, man, I should like run this so I can like, live longer and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a little kid is on a scooter, just wee, and it's like a runway to life, dude. They're just, it's like highway to heaven.
Yeah.
Like they're just so happy. And I'm looking at it like, man, they're going to have to like repave this. And like soon we're going to have the plows out. And it's just the perception of things, driving by and seeing kids playing and stuff. And it's just like, the oldness is starting to hit me and I'm starting to feel it in a real big way.
Can I go Sentimental Chuck for a bit?
Oh yeah, Dark Mike and Sentimental Chuck.
Sentimental Chuck. So while I
don't like you as Chuck. Does anyone call you Chuck in your family?
I love how you're like, I don't approve of.
I don't think I would ever think of you as Chuck.
I've been called, I've gotten all the ones. It depends on who's saying it. I love the disapproval in your face right now. I don't
like Chuck.
You don't like the name, or is it for me, or is it just the name?
I don't like the name Chuck, but for you specifically, and I don't like. You better not be called Chaz either.
No, I've never been called a Chaz.
Good. Chuck, I'm not a fan of.
I've never had that many like white fraternity bros around me at one time.
Yo, Chaz, cake, slam a beer, Chaz.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Yeah, that is a very white.
Never had that happen.
But Chuck,
I've gotten my aunt. One of my aunts calls me Chuck. Shout out to Aunt Sabrina, Aunt Brina. Who else calls me? I've had it. I mean, it's not a. Here's the thing. I know you disapprove. You don't like it, but it's not an uncommon nickname for a Charles. Like it is a common.
Yeah, but Charles McBee has a nice ring to it.
No, of course. I mean, it's what I signed.
Chuck McBee sounds like you're like a professional lumberjack. Like
yeah, but no one ever
guy.
says the full name. No one ever says.
You got a
Chuck
problem
McBee.
with your transmission? Bring it to Chuck McBee
Chuck
Auto.
McBee's Auto. Yeah, no. No, it's never been like, no one's ever introduced me as this is Chuck McBee. Like, no one's ever introduced me as that. It's just like,
I don't like it.
Every now and then. I think you just don't like the name.
I hate Chuck. My middle name is Charles.
Why did I know that?
I don't know.
There's no way that would have snuck by me.
My middle name is Charles.
I just learned that today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Michael Charles.
Wow.
And I don't like Chuck.
All right,
Sentimental Charles.
Now I knew if I just dug a little deeper, did a little crowd work, we get to the root of it.
Sentimental Chaz, bring it.
So I'm back home, and I'm my sister has taken upon herself to transcribe. No, to turn our VHSs digital.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's something I've always wanted to do, but just never got the chance to do it. But she took it upon herself to get it done.
So she got a VCR.
Yes.
And connected it somehow to a computer.
Yes.
And now your VCR tapes live on a computer.
Yes.
At Are We Old moment, I feel like I got to lay down. I don't even know how I would take the tapes and throw them at a computer and hope that they got in there.
It somehow.
What a brilliant young lady.
Yeah. She figured it out. And something like that. A little bit like that. But yeah, she connected it. So first of all,
wow.
Just the fact that I'm back looking at a VCR in real time. Like the fact that it's there on the table and I'm like, a VCR. Like it's just like, wow.
Yeah, totally.
And like
Can I play with the tracking?
Yeah. It's like what? And you watching it suck in the tape a little bit. But then so the video, in order to whatever you call it, to put it on there, it does it in real time. You have to watch it in real time.
Oh, wow.
So we're all like, as a family, not because we planned for it, just because
it was happening.
It was happening, and we're just all like flies to flies to a light, just like
moth to a flame,
just like watching our lives replay. We haven't seen these. We weren't the type of family that would sit around on a Sunday
family home videos.
Yeah, no,
that's the most sadistic, weird shit ever. It's like
bring out the projector.
Yeah, want to go over to the sociopaths and watch last year's
barbecue? Your out of town friends are over. Hey, we're going to show you our vacation from. Like what?
Eat poop, people. Don't do that. So wait, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
and I don't mean I want to. I'm fascinated by this story.
Yeah,
were they old videos of you guys, or was it like your VHS tape that had Gremlins, Ghostbusters, a Who's the Boss episode in there, a bunch of commercials?
No, it was
family videos.
Our family video. Grandfather was really my step grandfather, but he's my grandfather as far as I knew.
Sure.
He recorded everything. Probably where I got, if I'm honest, where I got my kind of love or knack or interest in cinematography and whatever the
video
case.
Editing,
right? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he recorded everything, everybody's birthday, every family reunion, everything under the sun. He recorded.
He had the big the camcorder,
big giant
boombox
camcorder on the shoulder. Exactly. Tripod.
Whoa, tripod?
He would bring it out every now and then, the tripod, if he wanted it to go. But like, yeah, he had the thing on the shoulder. It was the big floodlight that would be on it just in case. The microphone he would have with it so he could interview people. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
That's the mark of a very progressive, brilliant-minded older person in a family that goes, one day, we're going to want to see this.
Yeah.
And to be able to like think that and carry around literally an NFL Films studio.
Exactly.
To every christening and birthday and tooth loss.
Yep.
And barbecue. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is really cool. And this is my adult brain thinking this. He was my step grandfather. So like, we weren't his blood, but he still cared enough to like capture all these moments for us. So anyway, we're watching these things in real time, and it's just like, I mean, it was both an amazing experience and also like it gives you the feels, man. That's what your brain a little bit
choked up.
You get choked up, but you're also just like, you're remembering that lifetime is finite. Life is a fleeting thing. Like all this stuff. You're seeing all these relatives that aren't here anymore. All these people that aren't here anymore. People that you remember fondly, but to see them moving, it's like watching President Roosevelt give a speech. And you're like, oh, that was a real person. That's not just a figment of my memory imagination. You're like, my great grandma was a real person. And I remember she used to always chew gum all the time, just like that. And hearing them talk is weird, but it's warm and weird at the same time.
You know, this sounds very awesome but hard, like you're saying, to look back on things and which makes me so happy that my family was too poor to own a camcorder. So it's all just shit memories in my head that I can't even remember. So thank God my parents couldn't afford a camcorder, because I'm such an emotional wreck that I don't think I'd be able to.
Niagara Falls.
Oh, I'd be watching them every night and I'd be like, oh, remember when I had hair?
Oh God.
Remember when I had
funny.
glasses? Remember, we didn't have any videos of anything. However, my great grandfather, my mom's dad's dad, lived to be about 101. And he had a collection he was the video guy in our family. He was your grandpa pop that took video of everything. And he's got video of my mom and her siblings and my grandparents and my aunts and uncles growing up. And I would go back and watch those almost like I was doing like my own 23andMe or Ancestry.
It's like your own Back to the Future.
Exactly. And I was more interested in checking out my parents. And when I was a kid, I would go through my parents' yearbook and I remembered people's names like they were characters in like a...
That's funny.
And I knew them, but I didn't give a crap about my stuff, but I looked at their stuff.
Now that, to your point about me looking at my family videos, that would probably freak me out.
Going back and looking at like...
If you showed me a video or whatever, a film of my parents prior to me, like when they were kids, I'd be like, what sci-fi flick are we watching here?
That's what I used to watch, was like those videos. Yeah. My grandmother, like pregnant, cigarette.
Oh my God.
It was crazy shit, dude. Yeah, it was wild. Totally different time.
Yeah.
And it's just even looking at the cars.
Oh yeah.
Looking at the collars on because a lot of them were like first communion, first this, first that, christenings, and everybody's wearing like butterfly collars with like big like Godfather 1 hairdos and stuff like that, and huge cars. And I mean, it's just so wild to see those things. But that's so neat that your sister did that.
Yeah,
now,
well, she's still doing it. And,
well, I'm sure it probably takes forever to do. Do you feel like these are things that you're gonna go back and look at now that you have the ability?
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
nice to know you have the ability.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you have the ability, and it's something that I've been wanting to do, and so I'm so happy that she is doing it. And also, you know, we talk about this. We always talk about now that we're like older and therapy and this, that. There's this phrase, inner child, right?
Yeah,
inner child. Your inner child is inner child. It's kind of a mind freak to actually watch your inner child in real time.
Live, yeah.
That, of all the things, seeing my great grandma, my great grandpa, my like relatives and aunts that's passed away, and even seeing like my parents at a young, even though I was younger, obviously, but seeing them younger as like in their 20s or even early 30s and being like, oh my God.
And bro, you're older than they in the video.
Yes.
And you looked at them then.
Yes.
Like they're old. They're crazy. Oh, and you're older than them.
And I'm like, what? And then I'm looking at them.
I haven't even watched these videos and I feel old.
Oh my God. I'm like, did they fulfill their dreams? Did they? Because I'm seeing the spark in their eyes, and I'm like, I hope they lived the life that they wanted to live. Blah, all of it, bro. I think but the thing that verklempt me the most was the first time I saw myself as like, I don't know, I might have been like 8 or whatever, and it was just like,
and you go, who's that? Oh, God.
I go like, because it was just, I remember that little boy, like all the.
You go, oh my God, those shoes.
I want to be like,
remember those shoes.
No, fuck the shoes. I want to be like, it's gonna be okay. Like I want to.
You want to go hug that?
It's gonna be all right, kid. You're gonna make it, kid. Yeah, man.
I want to go back and give little Chuck a hug.
Yeah, man.
And be like, don't ever let anybody call you Chuck. I went to therapy one time, and my therapist said, and it was a hypnotherapist, and she goes, you're sitting at a whatever and you're visualizing this. And she goes, now look to your left and look to your right. And on one side of you is sitting like a little boy, like that's little Mike. And I was like, And she's like, anything you want to tell him? And I'm like, run, dude. Like, seriously, build a spaceship and get out of here. No, but it's like, you're right. Like you want to tell that guy, like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because you think about how uncomfortable, all those things he's about to experience, you're looking back on him going, time makes it romantic. Time makes it such an interesting perception now that you have on those moments that when you were going through it, you were like, I hate these glasses. I have a pimple. My haircut stinks. I can't believe my mom's making me wear this. How come nobody trusts me? How come nobody cares? But you look back and you don't think about that stuff. You think about, oh man, how fun and free and peaceful it all was. Like, you wish you could tell that kid, dude, one day you're not going to care about any of this crap. Just have fun.
Yeah, you're not going to care. Have fun. Things are going to work out. And this is, and I know we'll go on to the next thing. I'll wrap up with this. There's a part of me that constantly, when feel like giving up, or when I feel like, screw it or whatever, just throwing in the towel, whatever, I go, I owe it to that kid. Like, I owe it to that kid to not give up on the things that he wished or dreamed about or whatever, because whatever shit he went through and insecurities and all that stuff he went through, I want him to know that it works out. Yeah. Like, it was worth it. And I think it definitely has more 10 times fold.
Of course.
But that's the thing that more so than not, I constantly look at. I look at two things. One, I look at that kid, and I look at the kid I don't have yet, but would like to have one day. And I want both of them to know that I did the best I could and it worked out.
You're doing fantastic on a very special Are We Old?
Yeah, thanks,
you're doing
buddy.
Fantastic. And I will tell you, you got me here. I'm like getting emotional.
Yeah, man.
When I look back on that, if I had a chance to go talk to little Mike, the one thing that I wish I was taught, and the one thing I wish I could tell that kid, is take your time, be patient. Everything doesn't happen immediately.
Yeah.
I was not taught patience. I was not taught, like, put in 10 years, put in 15 years, put in whatever. And we do a career where you're constantly, like, judged, and you're constantly looking at, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Should I be doing something different? Did I peak? Is it over?
Is it over? Yeah.
But everything takes time. And what one kid can swim a lap faster than you as a kid. One kid can do the math problem. The person that you go to college with that is sitting next to you may answer more questions or whatever. Like, it doesn't all happen at the time you think your dumb child brain thinks that it's supposed to happen. So take your time and enjoy it, because that's the part when you look back, it's not the grades. It's not the accomplishments.
Yeah.
It's the fun time in between that I go, I would give anything for just a taste of that.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff I think that, like, growing up, I don't think I ever got that. Like, take a breath, take your time, enjoy it. It's going to be gone soon. And that's the thing I think is, like, we all probably feel nostalgic for that. Like,
it's going to be gone soon.
It's going to be gone soon, man. It's going to be gone. I'm planting trees that in my yard that are these weird symbolic things that I started writing about, where it's like, how tall are these trees going to get? Like, am I going to be around to see, like, how tall these trees get, and how, like, like there's a mortality thing that does happen when you're just like, it's the only thing we're guaranteed.
To that point, I will say, as I go through puberty, I will say,
go ahead, Peter Brady,
being able to appreciate the trees
as they are. That's it. And I will tell you, this is an impossible thing for me to enjoy the trees.
Yeah.
So I found ways to appreciate the trees.
Just a pinch
of mushrooms.
Just a pinch of mushrooms.
Just a dollop of daisy.
A dollop of daisy.
While I'm standing out there, and is this the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
On a very special episode.
If you or your friends have ever experienced this is where you got to look into the camera.
Call 988 if you're having these. No, this is important.
Of course.
Getting older makes you feel different. And I feel like you're not alone in how you're feeling. And I think we all hit this at different times,
Yeah.
you know? Like the fact that you owe that kid, like, dude, you're killing it. And this is where we need to like remind each other of this every now and then, because I may not hear from you and I'm like, man, I hope Charles is all right. And you may not hear from me and go, thank God, because Mike calls too much. But I guess I just wonder, like, we all need to know that, like, we're doing good. We're doing better than we think we're doing.
Yeah.
Other people may look at us and go, dude, he's fucking killing it. But in our head, we're going, I should probably just be pushing shopping carts. Not that pushing shopping carts is a bad thing.
Not that it's a bad thing.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But that's not what we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let that little kid know. Everyone shut off this episode and pull your car over or stop ironing. Just put down all the devices that may hurt you and take a deep breath and let that little kid in there know that, you know, you're doing okay, right?
You're doing okay.
You're doing all right. It's going to be tough, but we get through it together. As long as we've got each other. Wow, 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 wow. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Stay young.